You are already shifting timelines. You just don't realize it. Reality isn't fixed. You are constantly moving between possibilities. The question is, are you doing it consciously? Welcome to Infinite You. That is what we are going to be talking about today. I am Dr. Sherry, and let's just talk about the fine art of tapping into the quantum field. I just want to talk a little bit about the background of this. I'm definitely not a physicist. I definitely leaned into, I studied physics in college way back in the day. And, you know, I think I'm talking a little bit out of my wheelhouse here for a moment, but maybe not really. In my opinion, in my experience studying physics, there is theoretical physics and then there's applied physics. And I definitely resonated with the theoretical physics more. Like really imagining and thinking about the nature of time or the theory of relativity or what's going on in the quantum field. And I remember being about probably like 2021-ish, 2021, 22-ish, and I first learned about how when we observe energy, when we observe matter, when we observe particles, they move. By the mere observation of observing something, it ended up a particle of light would leave and come from one dimension into another. And I just remember thinking as a very young person, like, oh my God, I think that the way that I've been taught to perceive reality probably isn't what's really going on. And it definitely just sent me down like a bazillion rabbit holes and bigger existential questions and the nature of reality. So, no, like I'm not a physicist, but I definitely have been exploring like that reality and the metaphysical aspect of things and energy for, since that time, like well over 30 years. So that was my inspiration way back in the day. But I do want to say, if you are not a science geek, the science behind energy and reality shifting is, I think, a fundamental part of, to me, it's kind of liberating as a human being to understand that we're not just sort of three-dimensional beings hanging out in this physical world and like we're waking up every day and we got to do this and this, and then we do this and then whatever we do, for 80, 90 years if we're lucky, and then we leave and then we go back to energy and then we do it all again. And so I think, as I was creating this channel and thinking about Infinite You, for sure I'm a mindset mentor and a psychologist, and I get that, and an empowerment coach and an intuitive. I'm all of those things for sure. And I channel like with guided writing. I know that I'm tuned in and I travel to other dimensions and all of this wild hair stuff. And, you know, I have been on the planet many, many times before. That is beside the point. The point is that you are infinite. You are a powerful co-creator. And part of the nature of understanding a little bit of science behind how it all works is that you're a multidimensional being. Why not have a multidimensional mindset so you can kind of perceive yourself, your life, your experiences, and what you're creating more than just from this low vibration, three-dimensional physical world? And that is really where I'm coming from. We are moving in and out of, energetically moving in and out of three-dimensional reality all the time, just like those electrons were when they blew my mind, 30 plus years ago. Energy is everything. Energy is absolutely everything. We are, when you break down who we are, like in this physical form, at the end of the day, like into, molecules and atoms, and then what makes up an atom, and then what makes up each part of some subatomic energy. We get down to the very, very, very fine part of the quantum field and particles and light. And it's amazing. And it's really fundamental to who we are. Everything is energy and everything has a vibration. And so I talked about, superpositioning, which is really like that electrons exist in multiple states until they're observed. And, we humans are the same way. And your focus on whatever it is you want to manifest and see come into physical form and deciding is that you're just moving things from non physical, like a thought, the energy of a thought, into a physical thing or an experience here on planet Earth. What you give attention to is what materializes. I really want to say that again. What you give attention to is what materializes. If you focus on abundance or lack, it looks very different in material form. That's just one example. If you focus on woe is me, everything is challenging, that is what you're going to materialize. If you focus on everything always works out for me, that is generally what materializes. If you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm having a great day, I'm feeling a really high vibe, this is amazing, you tend to attract that same energy. And so I do want you to remember as you're in this space thinking about who you are and how and your beliefs and what you think and all the stories and paradigms and what you know to be true and your old programming, think about your belief matrix and how that is creating your personal reality. You are never stuck. You are simply tuned in to a very specific frequency or vibration. So once you change that frequency or that vibration, you are going to change your reality. So why do people stay stuck in 3D reality? They believe that it's fixed, even though it's not. They replay the same thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and identity daily. They think manifestation is something you have to wait for. Remember, you're already manifesting, you're just not doing it intentionally. Why not hop in the game? Why not learn more about who you are? Observe, increase your level of self awareness. It never ends. It's a journey. There is no end point. I made a whole video about this on how I thought, oh, like I'm going to reach enlightenment in this lifetime and da 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 da. And then, how I decided to like hop off of that bandwagon and focus on other cool stuff. So, how can you consciously shift timelines and conjure your desired reality? Step number one, get clear on the reality that you want. Everything exists, you just have to choose. Every timeline exists. You're moving in between them all the time, particularly while you're sleeping. You're not even aware of that. So tune in and become more aware about what you want your timeline to look like. Step number two, embody that frequency right now. Think it, feel it, move as if it is already real. And step number three, stop trying to make it happen. The more you chase, the more you affirm it's not here. If you're trying to make it happen, you're telling the universe it's not here. I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying. Allow it to come to you. Relax into it. Rather than thinking about it, just be it and follow the flow. Synchronicities are road signs. Pay attention. Your future is already waiting for you. Align and shift and step into it. You don't need to fix yourself. That's 4D intellectual energy. Step into the energy, that 5D energy. You don't need to fix yourself. You just need to step into the version of you that is already living it. I want to say that again. Step into the version of you that's already living that timeline. Everything is already here. The question is, are you willing to tune in? and conjure your highest reality and move in alignment with it. That is how you quantum leap. Remember, 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 you are energy. You are more energetic than you are physical. And I think that that really matters because you are so expansive, you are so creative, you are so powerful as an energetic, soulful being that once you step into that knowingness and you be that knowingness, the magic will happen. And so I think I'll put a couple of links in the description box, my free newsletter, and maybe I'll put in the Design Your Timeline 2.0. It's not free, but it's super inexpensive and it's a great way to hop into that space. I'll put that in there as well. Remember, you are a powerful co creator of your reality. Remember, you are way more energetic than you can even imagine. Dream big, have those desires, decide your timeline. Regardless of what is going on around you, you get to decide. You get to be, you get to live exactly with what makes your heart and soul so happy. It's a whole body yes. It is a hell yes. You know who you are. Remember who you are. I will see you next time. Namaste.